What is good, yo? What is good? Yo, I'm cold, bro. I was outside, took my dog out real quick. It's freezing cold, bro. It didn't even look that cold outside. But what is good, yo, man? Hope your day been doing good. It's a nice Sunday. Nice little easy rest day. Unless you got work, then I'm sorry. I do feel sorry for y'all, cause that's crazy. But Sunday's always, like a little rest, chill day. Not too busy, of course. Start planning out the week. You know what I mean? But when Monday come, that's when that grind come again. You know what I mean? But of course, you should always be grinding on Sunday as well. But not too hard. It's chilling. It's chilling. But I might put on some sweats because I'm freezing out here. But hope your day be doing good. Hope everything doing good. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. You know what I mean? Let's get into this video though, bro. So this topic of this video is gonna be feeding your flesh and feeding your spirit. Or maybe it can be called like feeding your body. I don't know. But now I'm gonna call it flesh and spirit. So there's two things differently here. Feeding your flesh and feeding your spirits. I'm gonna talk about feeding your flesh. And by flesh, I do not only mean this thing here. No, I'm not talking about your skin. Like, how can you feed your skin? No, I'm talking about those desire that you get. Desire to have sex with anybody. The desire to, get high, get drunk, club, and the desire to do something that is against Christ, that's not for Christ. You know what I mean? Like lie, curse. You know what I mean? And much more. A lot of y'all feed your fleshes more than you feed your spirits. And your flesh and your spirit, they be having an ongoing battle every single day. Because your flesh, like I said, is those sinful desires. And your spirit, right? Give me a second, y'all. But it's good, y'all. I'm back. Sorry about that. But back to what I was saying, though, like, your spirit and your flesh is in an ongoing battle every day. And the ones that win is not the one that's stronger than the other. It's the one that you feed. You already know what I would say about the flesh. The flesh is really sin. You feed it with sin, this worldly thing. You feed it with unmarried sex. You feed it with clubbing, partying, smoking. You feed it with material-wise money. You feed it with being unholy, unfaithful. You feed it with living for the world. It's those desire that you get that that's something against Christ. You know what I mean? And that's how you feed your flesh. And with the spirit, feeding the spirit is reading your word and studying it every day. Praying every day to Christ. Going to church and praising Christ on Sundays as well. Of course on Sundays and every other day. Writing to Christ, and trying to live for him. Trying to live in not a life without sin, but trying to live a life that you sin even less. You know what I mean? Thank you. But that's how you feed your spirit. You feed spirit with God. not with the worldly thing. And like I was saying, there's a ongoing battle at this moment right now going on inside of you. Your spirit and your flesh. Two of them are fighting, they're going at it back and forth. But the one that truly wins, and not the one that's stronger than the other, or the one that's, the one that's stronger than the weaker one, no. The one that truly wins is the one that you feed. It's the one that you keep feeding. So my flesh and my spirit, they fighting, and if I keep having on marriage sex every weekend with different females every week, and smoking, getting drunk, getting high, clubbing, like partying, not living for Christ, and cursing and sinning a lot, my flesh can end up overpowering my spirit. But if you feed your spirit, reading your word, praising Christ every day, going to Christ every single day, I'm going to church, really studying the Bible, and really living it, trying to live a life for Christ, your spirit will start winning. So in a way, you decide who will win. Yes, your flesh can be like, yo, bro, you can be feeding your spirit all you want, but the flesh will always try to, your flesh will always try to creep in. All you have to do is try not to give in and try not to give it nothing. Even if you do end up feeding your flesh, all right, back now start double feeding your spirit. Read your Bible twice, 2 more times that you do. Pray twice, double time that you do. And so much more. Like, that's how I want a lot of it to understand, including myself as well, that it's your flesh and yourself. It can be ongoing, never battle. Like, you're gonna battle your flesh every single day, throughout the day as well. But you truly let the one that wins, so that you truly pick who could win, either your spirit or your flesh. Either you feed yourself with Christ, or you feed yourself with the world, with the worldly things. And that's really up to you. And a lot of y'all always, but God was never there for me, or God, I never felt close to Christ. Yeah, because you think what? Going clubbing every day, every weekend is kind of, you're going to feel Christ? You think Christ can be at the club? You think having sex with, people every weekend, every day, different people, you think God can be there? You think that's where you're going to find God? You think instead of going to church on Sunday, going out to parties on Sunday and doing this and doing that, you think that's where God gonna be at? You think God not gonna be at church? You gotta understand that it's not God's fault. It's really your fault. I'm being truly honest. It's my fault. It's not God's fault. It's my fault. It's not God's fault. It's your fault. You choose to feed your flesh, and the more you feed your flesh, your greed is a sin. Being greedy is a sin. Your flesh is greedy. The more you feed it, the hungrier it gets. The more you give it, the more it wants. Or you could have the desire to masturbate, or self-pleasure. Okay, you do what you do, boom. Now your flesh want more than self-pleasure. It want to have sex with all these men or women. You know what I mean? You could give it. Okay, I could smoke. My flesh. I'm having a desire to smoke. My flesh want to smoke. I could smoke, but not get high. I will smoke. Now your flesh want to get high and get drunk. You know what I mean? Like, the more you feed your flesh, the hungrier it get, and the more it gonna cause you to sin. The more you feed your spirit, the weaker your flesh become, and the more you're gonna be much more hungry and want God more. Like I was saying, the one that wins is the one that you feed. Truth be told, it's the one that you feed. And if you're feeding your flesh more than your spirit, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, I guess. Like, that's you choosing to not feed your spirit. And a lot of y'all really like complain, like including myself too, of course. You know, y'all, oh, but like I never feel close to God. I never do it. Brother, look at what you're doing. You texting this person, that person. You smoking and getting high and getting drunk and, you know, drinking. You clubbing and going to parties. How the heck are you gonna, how are you gonna fear Christ if you're not going where Christ is at? When you're going to spots, when you're doing stuff and going at places where you know Christ is not there, you think Christ is at the club right now? You think Christ is, it's like with that person that, no, bro. You think Christ is at that party right now? No, buddy. Christ is at church. Christ is at, you know, in the room with you. Yes, Christ is everywhere you go, yes, but for you to feel close to Christ, he's not in that party or in that club. He is not in that person's house. You know, that person you want to have sex with. He's not at that person's house. He's at church. He's right next to his, you know, his word, the Bible. He's right next to you when when you go pray. Bro, feed your spirit, bro. When you start feeding your spirit, you keep going, that's when you're gonna realize, like, I feel closer to him. I feel closer to him. I'm telling you now, that I was feeding my flesh. I was feeding my flesh non-stop, and I was complaining I don't feel closer with Christ because I was feeding my flesh. But since I started feeding my spirit with the word of Christ and with Christ, I feel close. I feel closer to him than I ever did before. I feel more hungry for him. You know what I mean? I feel more striving for him. Like I want Christ, bro. I want to know more about him. I want to read the Bible even more. You know, I want to know everything about Christ. Everything. A lot of you say you want to get closer with Christ, but you're not really doing any actions to get closer to him. And a lot of you just say that, but don't really want to get close to Christ. You either feed your flesh or you feed your spirit, bro. But you already know how that is, buddy. You already know how it is when you feed your flesh. Yeah, it feel good at that. In the beginning, when you're doing it, it feel great. But man, afterwards, bro, that you feel like a garbage piece of garbage. Like a garbage piece of human. That's how I felt. That's how I always feel when I start feeding my flesh. I don't know about y'all, but that's how I always feel, bro. I feel disgusted with myself. I feel like it. Like I feel like I undeserve it. You know, undeserved of Christ. I feel trash. I feel like I deserve to die. You know, stuff like that. Some of you don't even feel that way. Some of you love feeding your flesh so much that you find pleasure in that, and that's scary. That is truly scary, bro. Like I'm truly grateful, and I am truly blessed that Christ surrounded me with, introduced my church family, you know what I mean, into my life. I'm blessed that Christ gave me my grandfather, the grandfather I got now, the one that really found my church. My church I truly love. My church is like my family, my second family now. I'm truly grateful that Christ, like, I'm blessed. I'm blessed because if it weren't for that reason, and if it wasn't for my boy bringing up to go to, if it wasn't for my boy Nelson, talking about wanting to go to church to my grandfather, I think none of this would even be. I wouldn't even be here right now making this video. I wouldn't even be making no videos. I probably would be partying, clubbing at a female's, at a girl house, you know, just live for the world. And I am truly blessed that I'm not. I am truly blessed that I'm here. I'm the person I am. I'm the person you see. You know what I mean? I'm truly blessed. Because a lot of y'all find pleasure in doing sinful stuff and doing unholy stuff, and that's scary. It scares me, bro. It truly does, because like how you feel that way? Because when I do something that's unholy for Christ, that's sinful, I be wanting to die, bro. I be feeling like be feeling like a god, bro. Like I let Christ down. Like I be crying. I be crying. Truth be told, I be crying, bro. Hella hard. I feel undeserving, undeserving of Christ. I feel like I just deserve him. But there's so much of it that you just find pleasure in that, and it's scary, honestly. It's scary. I feel sorry for y'all, honestly. I just gotta pray for y'all, man. I'm gonna have to pray for y'all. Man, but that's really it. Like, feed your spirit with Christ. Do not feed your flesh with this world, with sin. Feed your spirit. The ones that win is the one you feed. It's the flesh and the spirit. It's like plants. You gotta give it water. You gotta, for it to grow, you gotta give it water and sunlight. You know what I mean? The one that's gonna grow is the one that you give the water and the sunlight to. Either you're watering your flesh, and giving it sunlight so it could grow, or you're watering your spirit and giving it sunlight so it could grow. You know what I mean? It's really, that's how it is. You choose which one you choose which one you want to grow. You choose which one you want to feed. No, nobody chooses for you. You choose yourself. It's not God's fault. It's not their fault. It's nobody's fault besides yours. So whoever you choose to feed, either the flesh or the spirit, that was your decision. That was up to you. But yeah, that's really it for this video, y'all. Feed your flesh. You feed your flesh and you lose. If you feed your flesh, you would never feel desire. You know what I mean? You would never feel fulfilled if you feed your flesh. So feed your flesh if you want to, honestly. But feed your spirit if you truly want to leave your sinful desire behind. Feed your spirit with God, with Christ. And watch how you glow and watch how you grow as well, man. Watch how you change to the best version of yourself, the person that Christ wants you to be. Watch, man. Shoot, that's all I got for y'all, man. You know what I mean? Either you feed your flesh or you feed your spirit. It's up to y'all, man. Yeah, that's it, y'all. You already know, man. I'll catch you next video, man. I really hope by the end of this video, y'all truly, truly change your ways and change who you feed. But yeah, that's it, bro. You already know how it is, bro. I love y'all. Love every single one of y'all. Jesus Christ love you so much more. Much more than you ever know, man. And yeah, that's it, yo. You already know, man. I'll catch you in the next video, man. Yo, stay safe. Peace out. And until next time, my brothers and sisters. God bless you all.